That's what we have been discussing all over. So as a family, we must factor that into our discussions. And that has been causing a lot of problems in every family. And that is why we have looked into it from the beginning up to we are almost rounding up on this particular topic. So last week we discussed the difference between a wasiya and a mirath. That is the difference between a will that is written and inheritance. There are two different things in Islam. Will, it is the will of the person that is dying. His wishes that he wants to be carried out after his death. And those ones are meant for those whom he feels in his own that it should be given some bequeathers. Whereas mirath, it is the inheritance defined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those that Allah felt are supposed to be given some shares. That's why it says nasib and mafruda. These shares are determined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those who are very close to the deceased. Primarily three: the ascendants, which is the parents, the descendants, which are the children, and the spouses, which is husband and wife. So these three are three primary inheritors, which Allah has actually recognized in the Quran. And after that, when they're not there, He now says we can go to this, can go to this. So Allah has designed inheritance. So nobody has a will. You cannot have a will to determine inheritance, because Allah has actually apportioned the ratio or the rights to each and every one that is entitled to it. So, but will, it is your own wish that, okay, those that are not actually included in what Allah has defined, and I wish I want to get to them because they are so good to me, then you have the right to do that. So, will is about the instruction of what is that should be done after you are gone. So, in Islam, this is divided to about 6 sections. The first section will be the preambles, where we talk about death. You testify that I, so and so and so, testify that I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I believe in His messengers, I believe in the books, I believe in the angels, I believe in destiny, I believe in reckoning the hereafter. And I am a practicing Muslim. And I know that death and life are created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that my people know that death does not anybody except by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That death, my death is not from anybody, rather it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. B of that session will be instructing them to be patient. Be patient about my death, and don't attribute to anybody. Don't will, and don't do untoward things Muslim among my children. And that is where the inheritances go to according to Islamic Sharia. After that, it goes to section 2. Section 2, it discusses is burial rights. If I die, this is where I should be buried. Giving a specific instruction that it should be buried in the Makbara, a Muslim cemetery, not at home. And that his body should not be carried for a longer distance, taken from Lagos to Oshogbo, taken from Lagos to Kano. No. The closest Makbara, Muslim Makbara, to the place he dies is where he should be buried. He could give instructions there. Who are those to wash me, to wash him, and to shroud him? And he could give instructions what is going to be the kind of qabru, the kind of grave that will be dug for him. Whether he wants a shakko or he wants a lahad, a chamber or a straight grave. So he can ask, will be buried in there, that this kind of grave I want to be, dug for me. He gives instructions there too. This shall be the imam that will pray on me if I die. If this is not there, it should be this. If this is not there, it should be this. He will give about 3 names of those he wants to pray on him when he dies. And if none of them is happening, you can also say the eldest imam is also locality. All these instructions are given on his burial, and that nothing should be done after he has been buried. So that is section 2. Section 3 we talk about his expenses. The expenses he cured before he died. That all, he gave instruction that all the bills of my sickness, treatment in the hospital and everything, they should all be settled from my estate before it is being shared.